So we're going to be changing the spark plugs on my 2003 Vulcan Nomad 1500. And before we do that, we want to make sure we have all the right tools, and I'll show you what we need. So first off, I always have a little ratchet. So this is the kind of the mid, this 3/8 inch ratchet, sorry. As well as you may have gotten this with the toolkit. I bought this bike used, so I didn't actually have the toolkit in it, so I had to go get it. And this is actually the tool, or the spark plug wrench. And if you come in close, I don't know if you can see that in here. So it's a 18 millimeter and 145 millimeter long. So basically, this side is going to go around the socket, and inside it's rubber. And this is where my ratchet is going to attach. And just so you can see, the ratchet I'm using is an 11/16 ratchet, which is going to just tie on there to give me some pressure. Now the other thing that's important, and here's my spark plugs, is that you may want to have one of these, and this is basically it's used to measure the gap in the spark plug, so that the spark plugs that you put in all have the same gap on it. So when you take the spark plug out, you're going to measure it on here to see how big the gap is, and then take the new spark plugs and verify that they're the same size. If they need to be separated or not, you're going to want to get a gap tool to be able to do that. So we're going to start removing, and we'll come back in a second. Just so you guys see, on the Vulcan, nice and easy if you come in here. Spark plug right there, and there's another spark plug on this side, and then the same on the other side as well. So basically when you remove these, you don't want to tug from up here just in case you do any damage. So you're going to want to get right in there and just give that a little pull. And I'm going to pull that one out, and we'll pull this one out as well. The other thing that I'm going to be using, just so you can see, is this stuff right here. And it's actually called anti-seize. And we're going to put that on so that the spark plugs themselves don't seize to the motor when we put them in there. One of the things is that the actual spark plugs are made of a much higher or harder metal than this is, so we want them to not come out too difficultly a year or two down the road. So I'm going to remove these and we'll go from there. Alright, so to remove these, it should be a nice, easy, snug counterclockwise, and we're just going to pull these out. Again, when we put them in, you don't want to put them in too tight, just enough so that they're snug. And basically now we're just going to, should be able to do this with a hand. Just kind of get that on top of there and pull these off. Okay, so this is the new spark plug. We're going to use that gap tool. So you can see, basically you just kind of stick it in here and you slide it around till it becomes snug. Now I know that all the spark plugs in here, for me on this one, are about 37, and this is right on the money at 37. So I don't need to do anything with this. Most of the time when you buy spark plugs, the spark plug is actually designed for that vehicle, so they should be close, if not perfect, but always give it a look. So now we're going to take this spark plug and simply take this anti-seize. Now we're not going to use a lot of it, and basically we're just going to get that up on our fingers. It's kind of this. All we're going to do is get that on here. Not too much, just enough that it will protect it, help it so that it doesn't seize up when I need it later. So we're going to put this in here now. Actually, we're going to do it this way, and we're going to get that spark plug in there, and we're going to get it pretty much just hand tight. Okay, so we're going to screw that in there. Hard to see. I'm going to get that in here and just get it to the point where she is, as far as I can get it with my hand, about there. And then all I'm going to do is take my ratchet. Because this is a new spark plug, we're going to go a little bit more than 1/2 turn. So we're going to start this, and actually this one's tighter than I thought, so I'm not going to go full 1/2 turn, only about 1/4 turn, and pull that off. And that spark plug should be all good. We're going to take that, snug that back on. I'm good. And all we're going to do now is all four, and then hope that she starts up after. So we'll give it a go. We'll actually do all four, and then we'll try to start it up, and we'll see what it sounds like. All right, so all four of the spark plugs we've put in now. Honestly, the job takes about 15-20 minutes at top, and that's what's doing all the lubricating and everything with that. So we're going to try to start it up now, and we do always recommend starting it and taking it for a nice local ride before you take it out for a long ride, just in case something goes wrong with the spark plugs. So we're going to try here. Turn that on and see how this fires up. Nice. So started up way better than